What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Create Smart Income, and today I'm going to show you guys the 5 basic steps on how to start your Amazon FBA business.
Alright, so step one is finding a profitable product or niche to sell on Amazon. And there's two different ways you can do this. So the first is by going to the Amazon bestsellers list. And when you come here, you can see the top 100 products in each category. So what I like to do, and especially if you're just starting out, is come here and look through the different categories. And look through categories that might interest you. So for example, let's say pet supplies. I have a pet, so maybe I'd be interested in selling a pet product, right? And I would just go through the top 100 selling products, and I'd just get some ideas. You're probably not going to be able to actually sell one of these products because they're so competitive. I mean, 11,000 reviews, 1,800 reviews, 2,000 reviews. But for example, you see a pet supplement. Maybe you can find a product that can complement a pet supplement. Or let's see what else they have. So you can just flip through the top 100. They have subcategories here too. Actually, they have dogs, cats, birds, fish and aquatic pets, reptiles and amphibians. So you could basically just go through like any subcategory if any of these actually interest you. But I'm just gonna pick another product. Okay, so you have a pet trainer, so a dog training collar. So maybe you don't want to sell an actual dog training collar, but maybe you could sell a product that's similar to this, something that could complement it, something that you can maybe bundle this with, or something like that. That's the way I like to go about it. And you could just go through the different categories on Amazon and just see what's selling, see what people are buying, and just get a good idea of what maybe you could sell in private label. So I don't know, maybe you want to sell baby products or home and kitchen products. I mean, they have so many different categories. The second way I like to do product research, and this is what I do personally, is I go to Jungle Scout, and it's a software that makes the process so much easier. Let me log in. So the Jungle Scout has two different services. It has the Jungle Scout web app and the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. So they have all the different categories set up for you on Amazon, and they have filters. And this is what makes it so good, right? So the categories, obviously you can just go through and select which categories you want. This is like the last search that I did personally. So I put baby, home and garden, sports and outdoors, pet supplies, office products, and kitchen and dining. These are the different categories that I wanted to look through personally, right? And then I'd come here to the filter section, and I'd put the price between $15 and $30, which is what I usually look for. I mean, you can look for products that are over $30. It's up to you and your preference, but I like to look for products between 15 and 30 because usually they're cheaper to manufacture and you don't have to put too much money up front. And personally, I like to, I don't like to put too much money up front in the beginning because I like to test products out. I like to test the market and to see if, people would want them. So I do between 15 and 30, and then I'd come down here and I'd do estimated revenue of at least 5,000. Reviews, a maximum of 200. You can do less than that. This is really important because you don't want to get into markets, or you don't want to sell products where the competition is too high. So look for products where the reviews are like under 200, under even 100. If you want, you could do 50 as well. I'm gonna do 200 just for this video, but because that's what I like to personally put in. Weight. This is also super important because you don't want to get a product that's over 2 pounds. And from personal experience, When products go over 2 pounds, they become more expensive to ship, more expensive to package. Amazon will charge you more fees to store the product in their warehouse. So I look for products that are under 2 pounds, and especially if you're just starting out and this is your first product or second product, look for a smaller product, something that could weigh under 2 pounds. Even under 1 pound is even better, because you'll save money on like Amazon FBA fees. And look for products that are also like below 18 inches in length. That's like the threshold. That's the mark that Amazon sets for you. All right, so I just searched. Right here, you click search, and you get 4,024 results. So Jungle Scout came up with over 4,000 different products for you within under 2 seconds, right? And what I would do is I would go through all of these products, and I'd see if something interests me. The first product here is actually pretty interesting. You got stainless steel insulated water bottle, double wall vacuum insulation, cola shaped. Okay. So what you can do is you look at these statistics here on the side. So you got the category, the price, the potential net profit after FBA fees. So it'll calculate your FBA fees for you. The weight, how much it weighs, the number of reviews on Amazon, its ranking, the amount of sellers, monthly sales, and estimated revenue. So this product is making an estimated $11,689 for 1 month, I guess for this last month. So what you can do is you can add it to your product tracker, and I'd come here, I'd add it, right? And then we can go to the product tracker right now, click up here. All right, so perfect. So then you can come here and you can click on it like this, and it'll show you the statistics for this product for the past 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, and 60 days. All right, so I like to look at the past 60 days. Obviously, I guess this product is pretty new. It just got released March 3rd, because it only goes back like 14 days. So somebody just released this product on Amazon, and you can kind of see the statistics, what they're selling it for. So they're selling it for $16.99. It's ranking. Okay. So this might not be the greatest example to show you, because there's not much statistics on it yet, because it's so young. It's like brand new. I can show you another product. How about indestructible dog ball? So we'll scroll down, and yeah, so this product is much older. It's been around for a while. So this is exactly what I mean. So Jungle Scout will track day by day how the product is doing. So on January 17th, it sold 7 units. On January 18th, it sold 10 units. The next day after that, 9 units. Day after that, 5 units. So you can track it and see how it's selling. See if it's consistent or not. And look for like jumps or spikes. So, for example, you look here, starting from January 31st, I mean, they're pretty much out of stock. Like, they don't have inventory for an entire month, which is not a good sign. I mean, once they get the inventory back, they're barely selling. So you can tell their ranking went down. And also, when you see spikes on here, look for like dramatic spikes. So that could indicate promotions or blasts. So what a lot of people like to do on Amazon is they'll sell their product at a discounted rate, and they'll sell a lot of them in a short amount of time to boost their Amazon ranking. So you can look for that, and this will help you make a decision on if the product is worth selling, right? So the other feature I want to show you guys is the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. So you come to Amazon. We'll just wait for this to load. And you can put in dog ball, right? Let's say you really like the dog ball. So Amazon will give you the top selling dog balls. right? And all you have to do is you just come up here, and this is the Jungle Scout Chrome extension right here. You click on that, and it comes up with all the different statistics for you in a matter of seconds. It's for the top selling dog balls on Amazon. So it'll give you the pricing, category, the ranking, estimated sales, which is per month, estimated revenue, which is per month as well, number of reviews, the rating, the FBA fees, and it'll even give you the dimensions of the product. So how long it is, what its width is, its height, its weight, and its potential net profit after FBA fees. So this stuff is really, this stuff could be really important because, like I said, you don't want to look for products that are too big because then the fees go up for shipping, for storing them in the Amazon warehouse. So, this Chrome extension is really, really useful. I think it's even more important than the web app that I just showed you. You can do product research just off this, and it'll actually extract the next page, so you can get page 2 results, and you can see all the dog balls that are selling on page 2 on Amazon. And it's doing that right now. And then you can scroll down and you can see even more dog balls. And this will give you a good gauge of what's selling. So you want to look for products that have a good amount of sales per month, a good amount of revenue, a low amount of reviews, have low FBA fees, right? It's a good way to see your potential profit margin on a product. And you can use this Chrome extension for any product you want. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put in yoga mat. Let's say you want to sell a yoga mat on Amazon. So you'd come here, you'd put in yoga mat, you'd click on the Chrome extension, and you'd see the top selling yoga mats on Amazon. So the number 1 selling yoga mat on Amazon is ranked number 9 in sports and outdoors. It's got an estimated sales of $4,700 per month, estimated revenue of $76,000, over 4,000 reviews, which is crazy. So yeah, you can see, you could just scroll down, and obviously a lot of people are making money selling yoga mats. They're really competitive, but almost everybody's making money on the first page. And you can check out how deep it is, how deep the market is, right? And you can look at the second page on Amazon as well. So let's see, let's take a look. Yeah, so even on the second page, they're still making a lot of money, right? You got $136,000 a month, $180,000 for this guy, $6,000, $12,000 a month, $30,000 a month. So yeah, a lot of people are making money selling yoga mats. Doesn't mean you should go and sell a yoga mat. Check out how competitive it is. They're really competitive, but just look at the amount of reviews. It's probably the best indicator. Alright, so let's say you really like the yoga mat though, right? And you really want to sell it. So step 2 then would be to find a manufacturer to actually, make your product and brand it with your logo or your company name. So the way I do this is I'd go to Alibaba.com, and you can search for people that are selling yoga mats. Well, you can search for companies that are selling yoga mats. And they have different filters as well. They have gold supplier, which is when companies will pay Alibaba to have their name affiliated with being a gold supplier. So this is really not that important. Then you have assessed supplier, which means the company was assessed by a third-party inspection. And then you have Alibaba Trade Assurance, which means that the way trade assurance works is that when a company partakes in trade assurance, it means that when you order from them and let's say you place an order of 1,000 units, right? You want to order 1,000 yoga mats. Well, then the way it works is you would pay 30% down, and trade assurance would mean that Alibaba would hold 70% of that down payment. So you would only have to put 30% down, and you'd wait until you receive the product, and if the product is okay, everything looks good, then the other 70% would be paid to the manufacturer. So it kind of protects you from, from scams, and also from just bad suppliers, right? So you can click these if you want. We'll just click all of them just to see. Okay. And then you can scroll down and just look for manufacturers, and you can search by country. So all of these yoga mats are manufactured in China because it's just the cheapest. I personally like to buy products from China because they're so cheap. You can search by country. You can look for products that are made in like Taiwan, Vietnam, the U.S., Europe, or whatever you want. So let's say we like this right here, right? These guys look like they have a pretty decent listing. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check out different manufacturers, look through their listings, see what their price range is. So you have $3.5 to $15 per piece. Right? They offer it in different colors. I'm sure they offer complimentary products as well. Descriptions of the yoga mat. Its advantage, so it's eco-friendly, waterproof, non-slipping, non-toxic, comfortable. So what I would do is I would come to Alibaba and I would look through, the different manufacturers, and I'd find ones that interest me, okay? And after I find a couple, we'll look through one more, like this guy's. Wait for it to load. So maybe, wow, this company looks pretty professional. I mean, we do printing on the yoga mat as well, which is pretty cool. Alright, so let's say you really like this, right? What I like to do is I like to make a list of questions. And what this list of questions does is it tests the supplier, right? So there could be some scammers on Alibaba. So I like to weed out the scammers. I like to weed out the suppliers that don't speak good English. I like to weed out the suppliers that, just don't want to put in the effort to work with me. So what I do is I make a list of questions, and I just wrote up a sample list for you guys of what I would say, right? So I'm going to run through this right now. So I'd say, hi, my name is Anthony. I'm the purchasing agent for Zen Sportswear LLC. Your product is something we might be interested in adding to our product line. We're currently interviewing new suppliers, and we would like more information about your yoga mats. I have a few questions. So question 1, do you offer samples? If yes, how much including DHL Air Express to the United States, zip code 07070. So you don't have to put your actual zip code. You can just put a random one here. I like to see if they'll offer me samples, right? If they don't offer samples, guys, don't even bother talking to the company, right? You want to get samples before you place an order. You want to test the quality of it. You want to see the packaging. You want to see all these different things. If a company's not willing to give you samples, then don't work with them. They're probably scammers, okay? The legitimate factories, the legitimate companies in Amazon, the legitimate Chinese companies will offer you samples every single time. I've never had a manufacturer turn down samples. They want you to test their product. They want you to see how their product works and if it's good quality. So question 2, how long to receive 2 samples? I like to ask this just to gauge how long it would take for me to receive the samples. It'll usually take 7 days. Um, the way I do it is I have them, customize my logo on the actual product. So for example, I would put my logo on the yoga mat, let them do that for me, and then ship it to me as a sample so I can see what it would look like, right? Yeah, it'll usually take you around 7 days, maybe a little bit more depending on the product. Number three, can we pay using PayPal? I like to try and pay with PayPal just because it makes me feel safe. Uh, a lot of manufacturers might ask you to wire transfer them money. I personally don't like to wire transfer money just because I don't really, trust a random manufacturer like that. I mean, I prefer to use PayPal. See what they say. Some will accept it, some won't, because there's a fee with PayPal. So check that out. See what they say. Number four, can we add accessories to the product? For example, can we bundle the product with a yoga towel? So I always like to ask if I could possibly bundle the product with a complementary product. So if you're selling a yoga mat, maybe you'd want to sell a yoga towel too, right? And just give it away as like a bundle. And that might give you an advantage on Amazon because maybe, other people that are selling yoga mats aren't giving away a free yoga towel. So I like to ask them. Mostly every manufacturer will accommodate you. They'll probably always say yes. They'll say, yeah, sure, we can give you a yoga towel or a yoga block or whatever you want to, bundle your yoga mat with. So number five, what material is the yoga mat made out of? It's important to see the different materials, see what they're made out of. Some Chinese manufacturers might use cheaper material on purpose, and that's why the price might be lower as well. So figure out what you want, figure out what material you want the product made out of. Number six, can we brand the product or packaging with our logo? All right, so this is really important. When you create a brand and you sell on Amazon, I always tell people, create a brand, don't just sell random products. So when you have a brand, you want to put your logo or company name on the product or packaging. And that adds value to it, right? People that are buying products off Amazon want to buy, they want to buy branded products, right? A branded yoga mat with a company name on it is worth more money than just a regular yoga mat with nothing on it. So number seven, what is the cost per unit, including DHL Air Express to the U.S., zip code 07070? All right, so yeah, I just like to get an idea of what the price is. I mean, you don't have to use DHL Air Express. If you're selling a yoga mat, you're probably going to end up shipping by boat anyway because it's a bigger product and it weighs more. DHL Air Express would probably cost you a lot of money. Most likely be ridiculous. So you can change this. You could probably say, including sea freight to the United States, zip code 07070. All right, and just switch that up. It honestly depends on what product you're selling. So, number eight, how long for manufacturing when we place the order? For example, if you send me a sample and I like it, how long will it take to manufacture? So I always like to ask because some manufacturers might say, oh, it'll take me a month to complete your order. Some manufacturers might say, oh, it'll only take me like 10 or 15 days. This is really important. I know it might not seem important in the beginning, but this could be really important later down the road, especially like during holiday season or when your company gets bigger, right? During holiday season, you might have to place, larger orders, and you might have to get products into the U.S. quicker because, holiday season and quarter four in general is a really busy time. So you might sell, 2,000 yoga mats in a month, right? You don't want your manufacturer taking, 30 days to make to make 1,000 yoga mats. I mean, it's ridiculous. So look to ask that question and see what they say. I prefer to have manufacturers be pretty quick with manufacturing the product. Do you accept escrow payments? Our first order of 1,000 units will be a small test order, and in the future, we will be ordering 1,500 to 5,000 units and more. So, escrow. I always ask if they accept escrow, even though I know most of them won't. But escrow is basically like Alibaba trade assurance. It's the same concept, right? You'd put 30% down for your order, and then escrow would hold the other 70% to protect you, right? And then once you get the product and you inspect it and you know it's in good condition, then the other 70% of the payment will be released to the manufacturer. And then I put 1,000 units to start, because usually when I purchase a product, I like to order at least 1,000 units. You can put 500 or 300 here. I prefer to put more, even if I'm not ordering 1,000 units, just to give them the impression of, oh, I'm serious about business, and I plan on ordering more in the future, right? Some of these manufacturers don't like to work with smaller companies because they don't make as much money. So that's why I say, oh, I'll be ordering at least 1,500 to 5,000 units and more in the future. You don't know if you're actually gonna order 1,500 or 5,000 units, but I like to say that just so they'll take me seriously and they'll treat me like a real company. Number 10, can we order soon for the first order? All right, so this is important just because once you get the sample and you approve of the sample, you're gonna want to place an order. The quicker the better, guys. Get that product on Amazon, get it selling, and start making money. So I also wrote this down for you guys. It's just my opinion. So I suggest contacting at least 10 different suppliers with a set of questions and see how they respond. Just like the ones I just gave you above. You can customize these questions in any way you want, but make sure you come up with a list of questions that you can ask them to test them. See what they say, guys. See how they respond. If they give you one-word answers, or they don't answer any of the questions at all, that's a good indication that they're not going to be a good company to work with. You want to work with suppliers that will care about you. That's what I do. I like working with different Chinese suppliers that take the time to take care of me. If I'm going to be spending money and investing thousands and thousands of dollars, I expect to be taken care of. So if they give you, like I said, if they give you one-word answers or don't answer the questions at all, then don't bother working with them. So make sure you follow that rule. When a supplier is willing to put in the effort of answering all of your questions in detail, this is a good indicator that they work for a legitimate company. Just like I said, guys, look for suppliers that will answer your questions in detail, will ask you, to email them or talk to them on WhatsApp or any other apps. There's so many different apps where you can communicate with Chinese suppliers. All right, so another trick I want to show you is something I like to use to get a better price and leverage that price when talking to manufacturers. So what I do is I come to Google and I put in English to Chinese. All right, and then I go to 1688.com, and this is the Chinese version of Alibaba. So you might be saying to yourself, well, why is he showing me the Chinese version of Alibaba? Well, because what this allows you to do is it allows you to see the prices that Chinese suppliers are giving to each other. So when a Chinese manufacturer, sells you a product, or sells, a guy from the United States a product, or someone from Europe or another country other than China, they like to inflate the pricing, right? But when they sell to each other and they sell to other Chinese suppliers or, other people in their own country, a lot of the time the prices are lower. So, I don't know about you, but I want to get the price that they're giving to each other. I don't want the inflated price. I want the best price that I can get, the best deal that I can get personally. So I come here, we'll put in yoga mat. I'll copy and paste this. Okay, so all of the different yoga mats will come up, and you can kind of see the pricing, right? And I'll scroll through. Let's see if I can find one that interests me. One that's super low. Alright, well, you know what? Let's just click on one. Doesn't really matter. Click on this one. How about this one? This one looks pretty good. So Google will let you translate it into English so you can understand. All right, and as you can see, they have a range here. So if you're ordering between 2 and 4,999 yoga mats, the price would be 17.5 won per mat. Okay. If you're ordering between 5,000 and 49,999 yoga mats, the price would be 17 won, and then if it's over 50,000, it'd be 1350. All right, so obviously you don't know what 1750 won is, right? And I'm sure most of you would be ordering between 2 and 5,000 units. So what you do is you go to Google and you put won to dollar. So 1 Chinese won equals 0.14 US dollar. All right, so 14 cents, right? So you come back here, 17.5 won, right? You put in 17. What? All right, so just like that, you got $2.53 per yoga mat. So you know they're selling this yoga mat for $2.53 per unit, right? You can come back to the English version of Alibaba, and you can see the pricing here. So you got $4 to $8. You got $3.50 to $15. I mean, the prices are just higher in general. Let's see if we can find. I don't know if I can find that exact manufacturer. Let me see. See if I can find them. I might be able to actually find them. Alright, so they're not on the first page. We'd have to look for them personally, which we can do, but alright, but I'm just trying to give you guys an idea. So the prices are usually higher on the US, on the the American version of Alibaba. They'll charge you from $4 to $8. From $3.5 to $15, so they'll up the pricing. So use this as leverage. Say, oh well, there's companies selling yoga mats for $2.50 on the Chinese version. Why is that? And tell them that you want the same pricing. And a lot of them, I've done this a lot, and a lot of them will say, all right, well, we'll lower the price for you. No matter what Chinese suppliers say, they can always go down on their price. So always try and negotiate and get the best deal possible. And you can contact me personally. I can definitely help you and give you some advice. I've gotten pretty good at negotiating with them. I always get the best deal. I always get the lowest price no matter what. These Chinese manufacturers will tell me, oh, we can't go lower on the price. This is the best deal we can get. We're not making any money. They can always go lower. I always get that price down. I always get the best deal. Okay, so step 3 is to create your brand logo, product packaging, and Amazon listing images. And there's 3 different websites you can use for this. There's 3 different websites that I can recommend to you. So the first is called 99designs.com. Oops, 99 Designs. Okay. And the way 99 Designs works is, I'll show you guys the different packages they have. This is the most expensive option. If you're just starting out, I probably would not use this. But they have the bronze package, which is $299, the silver package for $499, the gold for $799, and the platinum for $1299. So the way this works is people compete for your money. So for example, let's say you choose the bronze package. Okay, you'd pay $299. You'd give a description of what you'd want, and a competition would take place where different designers, right, up to at least 30 designs. Sometimes we can go even higher. There could be 50 or 100 different designs. Different designers, and all of these designers will come up with a logo for you, and at the end of the competition you pick the best one that you want, and the winner takes the prize, which is $299. That's the way it works. So obviously, because people are competing, you get higher quality. People will put more of an effort in, but it's expensive, and if it's your first time, doing this, I probably wouldn't use 99 Designs. Another option is called Upwork.com. And Upwork is a good site for getting pretty much anything you want done, right? They have web developers, designers, writers for you. You know, if you want somebody to write an ebook for you or write a blog article, you can get it done here. They have customer service agents, virtual assistants. They have pretty much everything here, right? So let's put in graphic designers. All right, so a bunch of different designers will come up, and you'll see their hourly rate, $10. You see where they're from, Bangladesh. And if you don't want to pay by the hour, you don't have to. You can just pay like a flat fee for the job. So I've paid somebody like $50 to do something. I've paid somebody $100 to do something. I've paid somebody $20 to do something. So don't be like scared by the hourly rate. If you pay more money, a lot of the time, probably going to get somebody of higher quality. And another option for you guys, which is probably my favorite option, is called Fiverr.com. And Fiverr is my go-to website to get stuff done because it's so cheap. And if you can find a high quality designer on here, you can use them over and over and over again. So let's say you want to look for a logo design, right, for your brand. You can search by style. So personally, I like getting hand-drawn logos done. And I'll scroll down and I'll look through the different designers, and I'll try and find one that I think could do a good job. So we'll click on this guy. And this guy he's got one picture here. So he basically has no artwork showing. Yeah, it's not a good sign. I probably would not use him. You can look through and we'll see if we can find somebody else. Alright, so this guy's got a bunch of different, he's only got two. I'll show you guys, the designer that I'm using right now, actually. Let me see if I can find him. It's this guy right here. I just purchased the logo from him. He's my go-to guy. He's been doing a lot of work for me recently. He does hand-drawn art. So I'll show you guys an example of his work. So yeah, all of his stuff is really detailed. Just take a look. Yeah, so I like, hand-drawn logos. They're more detailed, and you can really like be precise and tell him exactly what you want. He'll draw it. He'll draw it out for you. So, this guy's really nice. He responds quickly. He'll make, revisions for you if you need them. He's been my go-to guy. So, that's for logo design. If you're looking to get product packaging done, you can do that here as well. And the good thing about Fiverr is you could pay like $5 and get something done. You could pay $5 for a logo. You could pay $10. You could pay any amount of money you want. Whereas on 99 Designs, you have to pay at least like $300 to get something done. Upwork is cheap too, but it's, in my opinion, not as good as Fiverr for logo designs, product packaging, and Amazon photos. So yeah, for product packaging, you can just scroll through and look for somebody. I'm actually supposed to get some custom product packaging done for my new product, which I'll be launching probably in a month. So I'm probably going to go through different designers and check them out. But yeah, you can kind of get a feel for what people can do. This guy looks pretty good. Might message him myself. So yeah, look for high quality. Look at pricing. And that's another good reason, for choosing Fiverr is you can work around your budget. So if you can only spend like $100 total for the logo, product packaging, and Amazon photos, you can find designers that will work with you. So yeah, just scroll through. I'm not going to go through every designer, but you can come here later on and check it out. And then Amazon photos. Amazon photos. Yes, you can come here and look for somebody that does photos in detail. They can really edit them and let's check this guy out. Somebody that can put shadowing, which is key. Like, see, this looks pretty good. You see the shadowing. You want detail. You want them to do a good job, because your Amazon photos, your listing photos are really, really important. It's the first thing that people look at. So don't put crappy photos on your listing. It's really, really important that you guys do a good job, and if you have to pay a little extra, then do it. Alright, and that's just to give you guys an example. I mean, and they can do pretty much everything on here. You can do Amazon product description, where people will write your description for you on your Amazon listing. People will write up your bullet points as well. I mean, you can pretty much get anything done here on Fiverr. Alright, so step 4 is to actually ship your product to Amazon. And in order to do this, you need to create a Amazon Seller Central account. So Amazon Seller Central registration. Let me go here. Okay. Click on Start Selling. And this is where you put all your account information in, and they'll ask you what type of package you want. You'll have to get the professional package, which is what I recommend. You pretty much need it to sell on Amazon. And that will give you access to Amazon Seller Central. And once you get into Amazon Seller Central, you can create a shipment plan. And I'll create a separate video on this pretty soon, probably later this week or next week. And I'll show you exactly step by step on how to create a shipment plan and ship your product to Amazon. I'll even give you guys suggestions on different ways to ship. You can ship by sea, air, air express. And in certain situations, you'll need a freight forwarder, and I can recommend my freight forwarder to you. You can just send me an email, and I'll be happy to pass that along to you, or give you advice on shipping from China and importing it into the US, because it can be difficult at times. So once you do this, and once you ship your product to Amazon, step 5 will be to actually sell your product and market your product. So there's different ways you can sell and market your product. I always encourage building a brand, and the best way to do that is to leverage social media. So what a lot of people like to do, and what I suggest you do, is when you launch your brand, create a Facebook group or a Facebook page, better yet. So come here, it'll say brand or product. Click on that, put in your category. Let's say you're selling health and beauty products. You put your brand name in, or your product name in, and you create a Facebook page to try and build a following. So you would never put the name of your brand as the name of the Facebook page. Pick something like, for example, if you're selling a health and beauty product, put I love makeup, right? Let's say you're selling a makeup product. You'd make the name of the page I love makeup. Okay, I love, right? And what you do is you try and create advertisements and get people to follow your page. So when you launch your product, you launch it to your following, and this will help you, kind of jumpstart your brand. You can also use Instagram another really good website. You create an Instagram account and just start building a following, or you could use Twitter, uh, or even Pinterest. Pinterest is actually pretty good. I prefer Pinterest over Twitter. I like Instagram and Facebook the best because they're so easy to build a following on. If you're just starting out and you don't really know how to create advertisements or build up a following, then use Facebook. It's the easiest one by far.
Alright guys, don't forget to join the Facebook group. The link to the Facebook group is in the description below. Some of the biggest sellers on Amazon are in the group and they're always answering questions, so join it, learn and always ask questions and we'll be there to help you. And also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so I know you're there and I can keep making videos.